Alright, it's gonna be a quick and dirty video. Keurig 2.0 K200. Alright, lay on the side, 4 screws on the bottom. Take it apart now. After you take in the 4 screws, you got these little covers here. You can't tell, but you gotta pop these eyes off because there's screws in there too. So one, and then you got another one on the other side. Alright, these little caps here are really hard to take out. It took me forever just to take them out. They seem easy, but I don't think they were that hard. I actually had to end up using these pins and then kind of stuck it in here and then kind of pry them out that way. But if you know any other better way, please let me know. You know what? Something just occurred to me. I'm being stupid. These pins, actually, you know what? I already did the damage, but there's nothing holding them in. They just slide right in. So all I really had to do is, if I had a double-sided tape, something that's tape is strong enough, tape it here, and then just lift up. That's it. I think that should work. But yeah, try it out so you don't have to damage the cap piece here, like I did. All right, next step. Put this one up. Then you got this top piece right here. It's all in place by these caps right here. You see, if you look around, they'll be all around here. So just gotta be careful. Don't break the tabs here. Kind of just lift this up and then remove this top piece. You work your way around, lift it up, and then the next thing is to take this, slide this up and go. All right, this top piece right here is actually, that was the toughest part to get out. I had to use two things here. I had to use my X-Acto, just a regular kitchen knife here. Gotta be careful with these tabs here. If you can see, like, that's what that tab right here is connected to these tabs. See all this? I kind of damaged it, but I had to. Once you get the first side out, that's what you want to do. You want to work your way around, right? So that's what I'm doing at least. So you insert the knife into the hole right here, and then you kind of just do this upward motion to kind of pry it out so that it pops out from the tab. Now once you got this open, okay, you can walk your way through. Now you can do the same thing here and pop it out, but I didn't want to damage it anymore. I found this is just a regular it's a frame hanger. So what I did was, I mean, you could probably find any other tools that you have this hook on. I just hooked this on and I just slowly work my way around and I just pop it open. So I don't have to damage, because I think I already damaged one of them. So just slowly work your way around. Be very careful because it's all plastic, right? So okay, so I finally got the top piece off. So this is what it is. Like I said, you gotta make sure you work your way around. It just took forever and it's super late right now. So continue tomorrow. The next step is to take this back panel. It's a slide up, and then once you got this off, you can now take the kind of the back piece out, and then the front piece. So 3 pieces left. Alright, I actually said there was 3 pieces, but you know what? It's actually 4 pieces. This thing is another piece on top here. So you still gotta take that off. Alright, continuing this on for the next day. So the other video told us to kind of push this up and do it from here. Actually, that was really hard to do. So as you see here, got the knife. What I did was I made an incision. I just basically just poked my way through in the corner here, and then I think this is gonna be much easier. You just walk your way around, basically. Okay, so got the top piece to come off. It's actually really tough. I actually have to put the screw and then hold it in place as I pry it open, and then take another screw, well, with the other knife, had to go on the other side and kind of work my way through while the screw is still stuck in here, so that it keeps, so it doesn't snap back down, and then slowly work my way through. Eventually I had 3 screwdrivers just holding everything in place at one time, and then I just snapped and then the whole thing just popped up. I thought I broke a tab, but it looks like everything's still here. So, all right, now there's 2 screws in here that we gotta take out, and then we're gonna slide this up. Correction, I can't slide this up yet because this thing is overlapping this. So I think I'm gonna have to take this piece out and push it forward out that way, and I'm just gonna work my way through here. See that? And I'm just gonna walk along the line. Same thing on the other side. All right, I have to lay it on its side here. So slowly work. I was working from the top down, and then now I was working from the bottom up too. So there's these tabs. So you're gonna have to pop them out and you work your way through. I just kept using my knife and working my way through. Okay, good tip. It's better to work your way from the bottom up and then with the machine on the side, at least for me. So I got 2 knives going on here. So I'm working through, you probably can't tell, but there's a tab right here. Right here. And then I'm just working my way through. So I put the knife here just to keep that gap open. And then with the, I would put the knife right before I hit this tab here. Just keep that gap open, and then I put the other knife right in front of it, and I'll just insert it, and I'll just twist so that you see that gap, it opens. Okay, so I finally got the front panel here to come off. So like I said before, I worked my way all the way from the bottom up, and then eventually found a point where I can no longer pull it out anymore. I can still continue to pull it from the top, and then there's some point over here that it was getting stuck, and I think I probably broke the tab here now, but I had to insert in my screw and kind of put it in to the back here, and then kind of just pry it open that way, and then eventually came off, right? Because there's the protrusion here, like it curves in, and I think there's somehow I just wasn't able to get this tab to come out, so I just basically just pry it open, and then now that's broken. All these black pieces here, these are all the broken tab that I broke trying to get this thing out. So I picked up the machine and then just shook it around, just make sure I get all the broken pieces out, because I don't want any of the stuff in there. So just a quick tip. Alright guys, so I found the leak. If you could tell, it's dripping right there with that water right underneath that screw. See, that's water. It's just dripping. So it's somewhere. I probably need to take this. I thought I could just access it, taking the front panel out, but I'll need to continue taking it apart and take the back panels. Alright, this is actually a really weird thing, but this is actually on there pretty tight, so it expands. What we want to do is you want to get your hand in here and then kind of pry it up. So this is what the piece looks like. So just be careful with this. So you're gonna take this apart first, and then you can lift the whole piece up. Alright, so I'm taking the bottom piece out now. So what you want to do is it's really easy. If you have 2 knives, and then you go on the bottom here, one just inserts it, holds it in the gap in place, and the other one you insert it, and you kind of just twist and then just lift on top. See that? And that's how you just work your way straight through. And then now this bottom piece, you should be able to just pull up. Alright, so the piece is off. Yeah, I had to use a little bit of force to kind of prop it up here. So you can tell these hooks right here, they slide down and kind of just hook it onto the back panel, to the front panel right here. Pull it up and out, so you should be good to go. Now, so the reason why I'm taking it apart, because there's a leak in here, and you want to make sure you trace your hand through all of the cords here, and if you have a few of the water spots, there's a leak somewhere. But I already know where the leak is because I ran the machine through, and there's a connector here. I think that's where the leak. So I'm gonna have to take this whole panel apart too, and then expose the bottom pieces. Whole back piece here is actually pretty easy to tug out. All I did was go on the bottom here, slide up, and then you just gotta pop it up, and then that should come right up. the panel here is taken out now. Everything is out. So I see. Interesting. I think. All right. So I think I know where the leak is. I think the leak is right here. There's a lot of water right here. So somehow this cord. All right. So what I'm gonna do is just to make sure, I'm gonna confirm the leak. See, everything else I don't feel any water. So I think somehow the seal is not good here. So I need to figure out what to do with this. But before I think this is where the leak is. But let's see. I'm gonna run it through again and see what happens. All right. So I found the leak. We're trying to get an angle. I'm not even know. How do I show you guys here? Right there. See that water right there? So somehow it's. I gotta figure out where that leak is. So I think I figured out the issue here. So you see this? That's the pump right there. And if I look through it, you see that corrosion? So water's been going down and that screw has been corroded, so it's been going out from the side there. So if you could see that corrosion there, so it's probably been happening for a while now, and it's been I see that water's been dripping down. So I'm now trying to figure out how am I gonna fix this. All right, to take the pump out, you're gonna have to disconnect the bottom feed right here, and then I'm just gonna take the cord out, push it aside, this clip, and then we're gonna take this whole pump out. I think it should go straight from the top. When you take this the mini pump out, there's latches right here on both sides that holds the pump down. So you're gonna make sure I put in my knife here, and I just insert it here, and then I just go and I pop it out this way so that the latch comes out. You see that black thing right here? The latch will lock it down in place. So you want to make sure you push the latch out, and then you could finally lift that piece up. At the pump here, I'm taking it out. You can see some of the buildup that's here. I don't know if you can see that, but yeah, I see some of this buildup. Trying to figure out what's going on, but I don't think I could salvage this. I'm gonna start taking apart the mini air pump. I could just order online, but they actually sell this whole piece, so you could just buy this one piece. I think that it goes about like $5. That I just quickly look on eBay or something like that. So you could just do that, snip the ends off, and then you can go ahead and attach the new mini pump, and then that should fix your issue, and then just put everything back together. But I'm curious to see what's inside the pump, so if you want to continue and check this out with me, we'll go from there. Alright, so I've taken this apart, so this piece pretty much goes on right there, and I kind of taking it out. So interesting. So this comes out, and then this piece also comes out right here. Yeah, right there. So I could just pull this out. This tape is just connecting them together. So there's some gunk in here, so I probably need to clean them out. I'm trying to figure out how am I gonna. I wonder how this works, because I think the leak is coming from in here. Because if I could just see that there's a gap, like I could just open it like really easily. So those screws. Let's see what I can do. And then this, I don't think I can do anything with that. We'll see. Alright, so I've taken these pieces apart now. So that was the first piece on the cap, right? Now I've taken the second piece out, and this is right. It was stored right here, basically. that tape here. I had to break that tape. So look at that. That is just rust. It is disgusting. If you look at in here, see all that water in there? So probably zoom in right there. See all that like that's all rust. Those are screws. You can't even see that's a screw. So yeah, this thing is done for. But I'm just curious to see if I could save it. To remove rust, you could use acid. I think they said acetic acid, which vinegar. Thinking about soaking this, at least this part, in vinegar, and then see if I could save some of this. We'll see. I've already put the screws in vinegar because I know the screws are all messed up, all rusted too. I don't know if I could save this, but I'll give it a try.